In this video, I would like to show you how you can record and specify, or how you can specify and record pupil specific fees. So remember that in the first video when we were talking about creating fees, I mentioned that you can create fees that are for example, if in previous years before you started using this system, a pupil had some amounts that were owing, you know the balance to be, for example, 1,000 kwacha. Okay, how would you specify that in the system? And you can also put things like fines. Maybe somebody lost a book, or they were indisciplined, they were caught drinking, or whatever it is, and you give them a fine. So such fees, those are called people specific fees. And what I did here is that on the list of fees I added one fee called opening balance. You can call it anything if you want. And then I added another one called fine, for fines. So these are fees that you cannot go and specify fee amounts like you are doing for the others. Now, to specify how much each pupil should pay, or how much a particular pupil should pay for these things, you go to where it says pupil specific fees. Okay, and under pupil specific fees, you can specify those pupil specific fees here. First, you select the status of the pupils, just as usual, whether it's those who completed or those who are active, and the status here. Then we can pick a class, let's say maybe the same grade 7s. So I select grade 7. I can select the fee here. Which fee? So you can see that now here it only shows 2 of them, because those are the pupil specific fees. Okay, how does the system know that these are pupil specific fees? I'll click here so that I show you. It looks at those that are payable per pupil. So you can see fine is payable per pupil, and opening balance payable per pupil. So that's how you know, okay, these are the pupil specific fees. And those are the only ones that it will show you here. So let's assume that we want to specify balances for pupils that are owing. And to which term are these balances applying? Now this means if this is a balance, which term are you applying this to? It could so you could say, okay, these are going to apply to term 3 of 2020 or term 2 of 2020. So it means if it's an opening balance, it means you are entering term 2, and that's the opening balance for the pupils. Okay, so that's what that means. So once you select all these criteria there, then you can click load pupils, similar to how you do results. Now when you do that, it will show you all the pupils that are in that particular class, and if any of them had any issues, if they have balances, then you can type those balances here. And remember that you can use tab to move between these text boxes. And so let's add maybe, where is that? We had that Lukundo, yes. Yeah, let's add for the same Lukundo that we've been doing stuff for. So we can say this guy is owing, he's in grade 7 now. Let's say that he's owing us 3,000. And you can even put a description, owing since grade 3. Okay, and then we can also say maybe this Banda Emmanuel is owing us 1,000, owing since term 1 of grade 7. So we can save. We don't need, I mean, for demonstration purposes, you don't need a lot of stuff. So just that. And you can see that once you do that, in the list, it will be showing. It will show these things. That you have this Lukundo Shweza, you have that Emmanuel Banda. They are currently in grade 7, these two. That's their class. The fee name is specified there is opening balance. Fee description, you can see for Emmanuel Banda owing since term 1 of grade 7, and so forth. And then how much are they supposed to pay? You can see that Emmanuel Banda is supposed to pay 1,000. The other one is supposed to pay 3,000. Okay. Now we can also do something else. We can say let's specify fines. It's probably a fine. Now when you change the fee, you have to reload this. You cannot just change and then start typing again. You load the pupils again so that it shows you if there are any payments such as specified earlier. If I was to change this and say opening balance and say load, it should show me the previous amounts that I entered. You see there? Then I can edit this stuff. Okay, so I'll change to fine. Maybe there's one pupil that want to record a fine for this Esther Mwape. Let's say she's fined 150. Lost no, this is a grade 7. Lost social studies book. We save that. Okay, so there you have Esther Mape, who is a grade 7. She has a fine. So this is where you have your report of whatever people-specific fee amounts that you put are. So if you want to submit balances for the pupils, balances that will even be sent to their parents, this is where you'd record all this information. Okay, so you simply pick the class, pick the term that you're applying this to, and like I said, you pick the current term you're targeting. If it's term 2 or term 3, which is where you have your opening balance, then put that, and then so it will show this together with all the fees that apply to term 2 or term 3 or whichever term you specify. So now let's go back to the part where we can view the payments for the pupils and see if so we have this page. So let's look at the first one, this Emmanuel Banda. In addition to the other fees that is supposed to pay, we expect the system to show us that is owing 1000, which is an opening balance. So let's do that. We go to record payment, and we can again select active and 2020, and that is Emmanuel Banda, this one. Yep. So you can see that amongst the fees that is supposed to pay, term 2 is also supposed to pay this opening balance of 1000. Now, like I said in the first video that I made, you only need to do this once. Okay, you only need to do this once when you are, of course, I mean, it's up to you. You can be defining these things every time, but the system is already able to keep track. Once you've defined the fees, once you say these are the fees payable per term, per year, whatever it is, the system will know automatically what the pupils should pay, term 3, term 2, or whatever it is. So the opening balance should only be done once when you start using it, and then after that you don't need to do it because the system will show you, just like it is showing you here, that for school fees this guy is supposed to pay 1.3 and has not paid anything yet. Okay, so then in term 3 you will not need to say opening balance is this. You don't need to do that because the system will already be showing you. So this works if you haven't defined anything and there are no payments that have been specified yet. Alright, let's go to the next one. The next one is this Lukundo's Chiweza. Lukundo's Chiweza, if you search for him, Lukundo, Lukundo's Chiweza is owing us 3000 from the time I was in grade 3, and this is opening balance. So here we are, and you can see that opening balance there is showing 3000. Okay, so the same thing would apply to this Esther Mape, whom we fined 150 kwacha for losing a social studies book. So if you clear this and search for Esther Mape, there you should expect there. So you have that fine. This one here is a fine of 150 kwacha. Okay, so it's that simple. And in terms of recording fees, like I said, let's assume that this Esther Mape is paying. Okay, so the system will first clear out the fines or any people-specific fees. Then it will clear out the one-off fees and then the yearly fees. So let's assume that, of course, in total, SMAP is owing 5550. Let's say that she paid this maybe actually on the 4th, paying a block amount of 4000. No, let me just make it simple. that this person paid 850. I just save that, no discounts. Okay, so notice that the fine has disappeared and a few other fees. So like I said, it always starts with the pupil specific. If there's an opening balance, that will be the target. Whatever payment comes in, first it clears the balance before it goes to the new fees, and then it will clear all the other stuff. And that's how it works. You can view the payment history here, and it will show you immediately the payments that they made. So which is so there was an earlier payment for school fees which was done in January, and then today they paid the fine of 150 plus they paid the grade 7 exam fee, which is 700. So always remember this order: PP specific fees first, then the one-off fees first, then the yearly fees first, and then it clears the termly fees. And that way you don't need to start specifying on your own and start splitting the fees like we used to do that time. So this is how you record pupil specific fees. So in the next video I will show you how you can now view your summary reports. Okay.